All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Eagle Reality Career Talk podcast. My name is Chris Ward. I am the broker in charge and owner of Eagle Realty here in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Hope you're having a great week, great mid-May, halfway through May, heading towards summer. I know we have a ton of May's a big bike fest week and Blue Crab Festival and lots of festivals and, that kind of spring fair heading into the tourism traffic that comes to Myrtle Beach in the summer. So busy. Traffic's getting heavy around here, but the weather's getting nicer, so that's good too. Okay, so I have an interesting topic today for today's podcast episode. And it's something that I've actually put out some pieces of content this week around, kind of passionate about, and realizing that I need to do it in a little bit more longer form. And I put out a piece yesterday. I do Wednesday Wisdom. You can find that video kind of everywhere: LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, even Instagram. And I think I also wrote a blog post, actually, I guess kind of coupled together with the video yesterday. And I really think that those of you in the real estate profession, those of you who are realtors or in the real estate industry, have been maybe for 10, 15, 20 years plus, especially if you've been in it for plus. And if you're new to the industry, you may not have this mentality yet, or have heard this perception yet, and that's okay. I'm not saying that's naive. That's just, you just haven't been in the business long enough. But if you are in the business long enough, you do hear this, and or maybe you do know it going in, and maybe you got into real estate to change that perception. So obviously this podcast is for real estate agents, for realtors primarily, but also people in business. And some of this you can kind of glean, but this is super targeted at real estate. So I think that we in the real estate profession, obviously there is a lot of negative perception about what we do and who we are. There's even, NAR, or National Association of Realtors, running campaigns against it, against kind of fighting propaganda around it. But it's been going on for decades. And as long as I've been in real estate, I've had to deal with it. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you've been lucky enough. But a lot of us who have been in the real estate profession know we have this negative perception from the outside looking in, from the public, from buyers and sellers and potential clients and customers, and just the general populace around us, thinking that we are just kind of underhanded salesmen. There's statistics that have come out over decades that compare us, to used car salesmen, and it is infuriating. And I don't know what I could title this podcast. I'm gonna have to think of that later. But it is infuriating. Yesterday's piece was talking about, like, you should be offended. Like, this should anger you if you are in real estate. This should bother you if you are a realtor, and this is your career. This is your profession. This is, your livelihood. This is your passion. This is what you love to do. You love serving people, helping people find and buy and sell homes. You love helping investors get a good deal and maximize their investment and have a good ROI and have a great cap rate. You love helping people find the rental home or transition them from renting to owning, or finding their vacation home or their dream, second home, retirement home. Like, it should bother you that there is a negative perception around your persona as a real estate agent or a realtor. Like, I don't know how that in all the years that I've been in real estate, 16 plus, and all the people I've helped and all the good accolades, that yet our industry as a whole has such a negative perception around it. And here's what I think that you need to, one, be aware of it. Like, you need to be super aware of it, because it's got to dynamically change your business. It's got to dynamically change how you treat customers and clients, how you manage a transaction and guide them through it, and then how you manage the relationship past the closing table. All those have to come into play. You have to really understand that that is so important, to treat them like humans and people, and to build relationship and build rapport, and to be there for more than just a transaction and more than just a commission check. You need to center your business around the ideology that this is not transactional, that we are not salespeople. Like, your mentality and psyche has to change. If you are especially, I mean, some older agents who've been in the business for 25, 20, 25 plus years. I'm coming up on 20, but, that have been in it, long time, 30 years, like their whole life. and they were trained as salespeople. And there is an element of salespeople, and there's an element of sales psychology and know-how and I guess talent that does come along with being successful in real estate. But if that's your core and your core belief of who you are as just a salesman, you're going to lose long term as the culture and shift of our real estate industry is happening now and is going to happen over the next 10 years. You are going to lose if you are about sales and not service. You're going to lose if you are transactional and not relational. You are going to lose if you are only about the money and commission checks in this and not about the passion of helping people realize property ownership in the various ways that they want it. So I say that very definitively because I know this, like core to my belief. I know that this is going to happen. If that is your mentality, you are going to lose over the next 10 years. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can make a stand to treat every transaction, every client above board and run your business with the highest and utmost ethical standards in your real estate business as you grow, whether you're a realtor, whether you're a broker of a company. Like, you need to understand that that is an ultimate core of where your business should be, and that people are going to recognize that over time. And it's going to be a slow build because this perception, like I said, it's been going on for decades. It's going to take just as much time to change it, but it's going to take all of us. It's going to take every single real estate agent acting in this manner, because we know that a few can screw it up for the many. So I guess I'm just doing this episode to tell you to make sure that, because I think a lot of you know this, but you need to activate your business in such a way that shows that you know it and that you are making changes and that you are going to change the perception one transaction at a time, one client at a time, one relationship at a time, to change it from sales to service. And your business needs to do this, especially if you've gotten real estate in the last 5 years. If you've been in it for 20 years, if you've been in it for more than 20, it's going to be a hard change, but you got to break the mentality and start shifting to where the industry is going as a guide, as a relationship, if you want to stay in business over the next 10 years. And let me say this too, because obviously we have, people that have been in the business for a long time. And on the other side of that coin are people that have bought and sold property for a long time, and they've created their personality and persona around working with real estate agents in that negative light. And sometimes they try to get away with stuff and do stuff underhand and do deals. And sometimes there's just bad people out there that don't have morals and ethics. You don't have to. Let me give you permission in this, because I think you know this, but you need permission sometimes. You don't have to work with every client. You don't have to work within every deal. You can remove yourself from a bad listing or a bad buyer relationship that is not going to be good for the long term of your business. Cut out the dollar signs, look at the situation, understand that one unethical, that one bad move, that one kind of shady action can affect multiple transactions down the road, not just that one. It's not worth it. I leave you with that because I want to give you permissions on both sides to grow your business the right way, but be able to turn down business when it is not in line with your core of making sure that our industry and your profession is looked at with the right ethical and moral code, and that we change the public perception of who we are and what we do and how we treat people, because we're in a people business, not just a house business, not just a property business. So we can do that. Let's work together. Let's move forward in that. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, whether you're listening on Alexa, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Thank you again. Make sure you subscribe if you're on SoundCloud, or enable the skill, the Eagle Realty podcast, or the Eagle Realty custom skill, and the podcast you can listen to on that as well. What else we got? I hope you have an awesome week. Continue to let me know if I can be of any help in your real estate business. I would love to help. Just shoot me a message. Follow me everywhere at Eagle Realty SC. Have a great day.